Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Joel.
I'm Megan. I'm Tracy.
Yeah, I'm Grandpa. And we're some of the Veggie boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. Welcome back, everybody. It's so nice to see you. Right now, we're working on loading a bunch of stuff up. Now, the reason why we're loading all of this stuff up is because we're actually going to harvest our bean test plot. And with the bean test plot, we're trying to get some numbers out of it. So we're doing a lot of research when it comes to bean harvest in our area. We're trying to find the best varieties for our local farmers. And one of the ways we find all of this information is by harvesting the beans and then weighing them. So we're getting all of our bins and all of our machines that we need to weigh stuff. Now this is gonna be a little different than when we do our corn test plot. The corn test plot's much easier because we bring a gravity wagon in from one of the neighbors that has a scale on it. And all we have to do is dump the corn onto the scale, get our weight, and then we can offload it into our truck. Now sadly we don't have the gravity wagon today, so we have to use different methods to weigh all the beans. Oh, it's gonna be exciting, just wait and see. Now, as you guys know, working on the farm is an everyday job. And the thing is, we don't record every day. And that's kind of sad sometimes because we miss out on little things. Like the fact that Dad went and harvested all of the beans yesterday. You know, I had plans to do a few videos about bean harvest. Everything went smoothly. The machine didn't break down at all. We didn't have any problems. So Dad finished yesterday. The only thing left to harvest is our test plot, which is what we're gonna do today. Ultimately, I just want to apologize in advance for not getting you guys more footage of bean harvest. Dad was on a roll. There was nothing we were gonna do to stop him.
Now this is for you to keep straight. We're gonna start on the top here. So we'll do the first one that's on the bottom. All I need is the weight written here.
Okay.
And then just write the weights up through there.
Okay.
We're gonna pull these signs out. I'm gonna cut these end rows off.
Okay.
And then I'll dump that on the truck. And then we'll start from the top and work down. He can't even get the sign out.
Using my right arm. Do we have the book so that... Oh, you see that? That was with two hands though, not just one hand like Joel. First thing we're gonna do is take our end rows off. As we look out through the field, there's actually like stripes of color. And that's because all of these beans are different day varieties. Some have dried down a lot faster than others, and others took a little bit longer to mature. You can see, for example, this variety we're in now, and the variety right next to us has a completely different color.
That's quite a bit of beans for that little swipe.
Yeah, that looked pretty good. Good? Okay. .4% moisture and 55.4 pounds to the bushel. Now off of that next variety, we got 334 pounds of beans. Now you will notice that our beans are not planted the whole length of the field. And the reason for that is because we have developed a mathematical equation for ourselves based on the length of the field, so the amount of feet in the field and the weight of the product that is harvested. And we add that together, we put that into the equation, and it tells us bushel per acre, and then we also test it to get the moisture, and then we get to also see how much the test weight is, how much a bushel of these beans would weigh. And this is the only neighbor that's given us any problems all day. This is the only neighbor.
That's because you love me so much.
So all together we have Dad, he is cutting the beans. Joel is running the forklift. We have Gavin and Matthew over here. They're working on the scales and checking the moisture and the test weight on the beans. And then my job is driving the skid steer loader and putting the beans into the truck. We've got to make sure we get every last bean. Second third, look at that. It's not fair. I'm just so slow. So I'm going to take all these signs and put them away because we'll be able to use them next year. Well, that went much smoother than I thought it would go. Now, to some, that may seem just like a huge hassle, having to move all that equipment out there just to cut one little field. However, you have to remember that my dad is a Pioneer sales rep, so by knowing how well the products did in our area, it's much easier for us to sell the beans to the customers. Because not only can we say that we liked using the product, but we can also show them the facts. How well it did in our soil conditions, how well it did in a wet year or a dry year. Because we can always look back on these numbers and use them for years in the future. Anyway, I just looked at the clock and it has become obvious that we are very late for lunch, so I'm gonna go eat. What are we having for lunch today?
Leftovers.
Ooh, leftovers aren't bad. I like leftovers. So we got up to the house for lunch and we've got Callie sitting with us here. She just woke up from a nap and had some lunch. So, oh no, what was with the frowny face? Come on. So what were you guys doing while I was eating lunch?
We were eating lunch.
Okay, you got done with lunch a little faster than me.
We're unloading the feed grinder right now for the cow feed, then we're gonna grind some chicken feed, and we're setting up the grain elevator to start hauling soybeans out.
That is correct. I forgot. Last time we finished grinding, we left a lot of the cow feed still in the machine, so we had to unload that first.
Okay.
Now we wanted to get all of our beans harvested as quickly as possible, so we had moved all of the corn out of our grain bin. Now we moved all of that corn into this truck. Now this truck is easy for us to unload. We can unload right into the grinder, and this should hold us over until we start harvesting corn ourselves. Of all the times I don't have my camera to record, Daniel just backed that Mack truck in here and he had like that much room between him and the door. It was pretty good.
Some pretty big turkeys here.
Are you talking about me and Gavin or the actual turkeys?
Gavin.
That's how you move 300-pound barrels of feed. Now, if anyone was curious, the mixture that we just ground up, this was for our meat birds. The stuff for the laying hens has a few different things added to it. So now that we're all finished with bean harvest, we move on to a different type of job. This is a loading and hauling job. So we're basically moving the beans from the bin into the truck, and Matthew's gonna be taking them to the mill. There's not too much to worry about. When the bin does start to get emptier, we will need someone inside, but for now, all good. First load's away. Since we're all finished with loading grain for now, some things we do need are peppers. We just need some sweet peppers and some hot peppers, just a few odds and ends here and there. To start off, Dad and I are gonna be looking for some jalapenos, and most importantly, we're looking for these younger, tender jalapenos. They have a really, really good flavor. Now the customer wants these green jalapenos because when you're canning green jalapenos, they stay crispy and crunchier for longer. So that's why they don't want the red jalapenos. When you put these in the jar, they start to get soft. So that's why we're looking for the green ones. Jalapenos are all harvested. Now I need some long hot peppers.
The Veggie boys are back!
Where'd they go?
That's just how you know you enjoy what you do, because we haven't been picking vegetables for the past couple days, and Joel, he's been missing vegetables. We got another beautiful basket of peppers, some long hots, and Dad also is working on a basket of long hots over there. Now, as you guys know, as the year goes on, we harvest a lot of vegetables here on the farm. But as we get later and later into the year, it's quite obvious that soon we're not going to be picking anything. And we always enjoy what we do, but you start to get a different appreciation for it. Yeah, let's use the word appreciation as the year goes on, because this stuff looks so nice, and it is a lot of fun to do this work. It can make you tired, and it will do a number on the back, but there's no better life out there. We were looking at these long hots, and they were so beautiful that we picked a few extra baskets. Now we need some bell peppers. Now we are looking for colored peppers mostly, but we aren't gonna stop if we do find some nice green ones. Look at that one. Beautiful color on it. We aren't gonna stop if we find those. We're gonna take them. But most of the peppers we're looking for are gonna be colored. Now when it comes to pepper harvest, there are some peppers that you do pick a little more often, and our bell peppers are on that list. That's why it can get to the point where it's actually even hard to find peppers, because we've picked so many out of the field.
There's nothing quite like when you're picking a pepper and then your pinky goes right inside one that you thought looked amazing. 100% of pepper I'd pick. And when you go to pick it, you're gonna grab it from the bottom.
Yep. What are you yelling about over here?
I lost my basket.
They don't have legs. Where'd you set it down at?
I don't know.
I think it's because Dad doesn't stay focused. He's always looking at the next pepper, and then he gets too excited.
Guys, I found my basket. How come you're able to find all these peppers, but you can't find them when they're in a giant red basket? I don't know. Just look at this. What's this? Who did this? Who is trying to pull one on me here now?
You're the one who put that basket on here.
I never pick a part of a basket. Who did this now? How many baskets do we have? 16? We need 17. Get that basket.
What's the number one thing you're not supposed to do after picking hot peppers?
Touch your lips with your fingers.
And what did you just do?
Touch my lips with my fingers. Look at these eggplants starting to flower again, and little baby eggplants starting. Look at them all over here. We don't freeze in 3 weeks, we'll have eggplant. Ow! Ah! I'm told you're supposed to suck the venom out. No. Joel, I just picked hot peppers and my lips are burning now.
Well, what's gonna change if you suck the venom out?
Get his full.
Yeah, buddy.
The basket's full.
The basket's full. Ouch, I just got a thorn right in my hand. Look at the spikes on this eggplant. And there we have it. That's all the vegetables we're getting today. We got a lot of nice peppers and some beautiful eggplant.
Who's sitting playing on his phone and not doing anything?
Yeah, he's playing on his phone.
Dad got the neighbor, and I'm supposed to go plant for the neighbor, and the neighbor was texting me and telling me he's ready for me to come up and plant. So that's why I was on the phone, and it's all my dad's fault.
We just finished up all of the animals down around back. Had to make sure everybody had water, everybody had food. Now we're ready to head up. I just finished closing up the farm market. Now I didn't have any help Joel, my dad, and Matthew, they were working on filling up the truck with beans. That way tomorrow morning when Matt wakes up, he can take the load of beans right down. He doesn't have to wait to be loaded.
Don't ask me what's for dinner because I don't know what it's called.
Lauren has just made like a mix mash tonight. She's got some vegetables, she's got noodles, she's got some sauce, so we're having crazy for dinner. We can get a good look at what Lauren made here. It looks pretty good. That looks really good, hon. What do you think, honey? Does that look good enough for you? Huh? Okay, guys, as you can see, we are all at the table, so we are going to sit down and eat some dinner. That means this is where we're going to end the video tonight. We want to thank everyone for watching, and we hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.